Hi viewers, this is Kumar. You are watching Kumar's Academy. Now I am going to present you the poem called The Quality of Mercy. The Quality of Mercy is a poem which was written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is a great poet of the world and whom we call the man of the world. He has written many poems and especially the sonnets of 154 and dramas and two narrative poems. He is a man who studied the all society and mind of the people especially. So on the basis of that, and he took many subjects from various history and geography, the voyage, the real incidents of the story. So he wrote many dramas, and that dramas which he presented, and today every human being has to read them because all dramas of Shakespeare are worth of that. So today viewers, I am going to present you the poem called The Quality of Mercy, which was written by William Shakespeare. This is a poem which was taken from the drama The Merchant of Venice. It is it was written in a quatrain. There is a quatrain means 4 lines. 3 quatrain he has used and 1 couplet. The last 2 lines are called couplet. It is an extract which was taken from an incident. So you know well that the Merchant of Venice, there were 2 friends called Bassanio and Antonio. They were 2 friends. Once Bassanio wanted to marry, so he asked his friend to give him money. Antonio had no money because of his dull business. So he promised him that he will borrow money from Shylock and he will give him, and he gave the money. There the Shylock who put a condition that he can give a money to Antonio because Antonio was a rivalry of Shylock that the Shylock thought. So he to take a revenge on Antonio, he gave him money on condition that if he didn't give money back in a bond of time, so he can take the pound of flesh from the heart of Antonio. So Antonio agreed and he made a bond and he gave money to Bassanio, but Bassanio didn't return money in the time. So the Shylock who claimed doesn't want money now, he want the flesh from the heart of Antonio. But on that time, Portia, the character woman, but she had worn the dress like a Balthazar. She comes to the court as a lawyer. She argues in the support of Antonio and she requests Shylock that he has to give him a mercy. But when Shylock denied the mercy, so she recites this poem, The Quality of Mercy. Now I will read the poem. The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven. Upon the place beneath it is a twice. It blessed him that gives and him that takes. It mightiest in the mightiest it becomes, the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the power of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty. Wherein doth sit the dread and fear the kings, but mercy is above this scepter's fame. It is enthroned in the heart of the kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth show likest gods when mercy seasons justice. William Shakespeare has written it very elegantly and very meaningfully. He wanted to tell that how the mercy was greater than anything. So the quality of mercy is not strained. He expresses that it is not forced. It is not bring by force because it is a natural process. The God has given the quality of mercy to everybody. The everybody's duty is that he has to give it. So it droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven. Shakespeare says that the mercy is not ordinary thing. It's a quality which has come from, which has droppeth from the heaven where the God and Goddess lives. It has droppeth how? As a gentle rain, as a rain of smoothness, as a rain of the greatest quality, where it has fallen upon the place beneath. And this is the world, this is the earth where it has a droppeth, where it has fallen. In that world, in this world, we feel, because the world of God, the world of heaven it is. It twice blessed when the mercy which has dropped upon the earth from the heaven, it twice blessed. Blessed means the blessed. To whom it blessed? It blesseth him that gives. One who gives it, and he is blessed by the God. And it blesseth him that gives, and him that takes. And one who takes it, one who receives the mercy, and he is also blessed by the God. Because one by the God, and a God who blesses the both, one who takes and one who gives it. So both are blessed here. So in the second stanza, Shakespeare expresses that it is the mightiest. So the mercy is a really more powerful thing, powerful than of anything. It is the mightiest, and the mightiest whom we consider today as a powerful is a more powerful than the person. He is a scepter, the king who has a power in his hand. Scepter means the wand. It's a symbol of his majesty. It's a symbol of his power, who has held it. It is a force of temporal power. Just it's a temporary power. Today when he dies, tomorrow another one will come. So just it is a temporal power. The attribute to awe and majesty. It is just a matter of a dignity. It is just a matter of a awe. It attribute just to him, just to the throne, just to the king, and not of any other things. Because he has a power of a temporal power. But if he wants to make it permanent, he has to win the heart of his subject. He has to win the heart of the people, and then the mercy stays. Then the mercy that really is attributed. Again, Shakespeare expresses his thought in the next stanza 3rd. Wherein doth sit a dread and fear of the kings. So, when he has a temporal power, when he has a wand, the scepter in his hand, the people will get fear. They are afraid of him and his power. But mercy is above this. But mercy, which is above of his temporal power, is a wand, the king and the throne. It is a more better, more it is above than the power that he has. This is scepter's way. So what the scepter he has, it is nothing before the mercy. It is enthroned in the heart of the king. When there is a power of a king, the throne, the king himself, when the mercy is put him, when the king is so merciful, when he instill the mercy in him, then the rule of the king will become the rule of God. And the kingdom of the king will become the heaven itself. And it is an attribute to God himself. Then the king himself will become the God. So mercy is more important. It blesseth the both, one who takes, one who gives. And the temporal power will become the permanent power, because he will win the heart of the people and his subject. And his power, the king himself will become the king of God, and who represent the mercy himself. In the last couplet he expresses that when the mercy is instilled him, then the power will become the earthly power will become the power of mercy. And the earthly power doth then show, then when the king is ruling, the earth shows the God's rule, the likest gods, when mercy seasons justice, and then definitely everyone will get mercy and everyone will be happy because they have got a mercy, the rule of mercy. So viewers, if you like my video, please share it, watch it, and don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you.